Matthew 2, I read from the Institute for Scripture Research, the ISR, because it takes a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Greek to English, and Aramaic to English. Yah is the Elohim of the heavens and the earth, the first and the last and the only, and he's an extremely jealous El. He's so jealous that he doesn't even want the names of idols or mighty ones to come to our lips. And Yah is short for YahWeh, YahWeh, Yod-He, Vav-He. There's no difference. It's like saying Dan, Daniel, Daniel with an E. What is a difference and does matter is when people say that Phil, Bob, Sam, and Aaron are the same name, when no, they're not, and no one in their right mind would ever believe that, and only a fool would believe that a hammer could force its creator to do anything. And there was no letter J in the Hebrew, Greek, or Aramaic text because the letter J is only about 600 years old, while the son of Elohim, Yehoshua, died on a stake for the sins of all of humanity over 2,000 years ago. In a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua. Like I just said, a direct translation from Hebrew to English, Yehoshua is Joshua. And I strongly believe that the son of Elohim's name, Yehoshua, means Yahweh is salvation. And Emmanuel means El with us. El with us, yeah. Two, and Yehoshua, having been born in Bethlehem, Beth is B-E with a half a check mark, Y-T-H, Lehem is L-E-H with a dot E-M, of Yehuda in the days of Herodes, Herodes, the sovereign, C, Magi, M-A-G-I, from the east came to Jerusalem, Yerushalaim, saying, where is he who has been born sovereign of the Yehudim? Yehud with a line underneath of it, I am, for we saw his star in the east and have come to do reverence to him. And Herodes, the sovereign, having heard, was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. It's because they just sat in sin for who knows how long. And having gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he asked them where the Messiah was to be born. And they said to him, in Bethlehem of Yehuda, for thus it has been written by the prophet, but you, Bethlehem, in the land of Yehuda, you are by no means least among the rulers of Yehuda, for out of you shall come a ruler who shall shepherd my people Israel. Mike, M-I-K with a line underneath of it, 5:2. So chapter 5, verse 2. 2a. I don't see the A under that, so that doesn't apply. Okay. Then Herodes, having called the Magi secretly, learned exactly from them what time the star appeared, and having sent them to Bethlehem, he said, go and search diligently for the child, capital C, for the child, and when you have found him, bring back word to me so that I too might go and do reverence to him, aka he wants to kill him. And having heard the sovereign, they went and see the star which they had seen in the east went before them until it came and stood over where the child was. And seeing the star, they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. And coming into the house, they saw the child with Miriam, his mother, and fell down and did reverence to him. And opening their treasures, they presented to him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. And having been warned in a dream that they should not return to Herodes, they departed for their own country by another way. And when they had left, see, a messenger of YahWeh appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, arise, take the child and his mother, and flee to Mitzrayim, and remain there until I bring you word, for Herodes is about to seek the child to destroy him. And rising up, he took the child and his mother by night and departed for Mitzrayim, and remained there until the death of Herodes. That's just what I'm going to call him, Herodes. to fill what was spoken by Yahweh through the prophet, saying, "Out of Mitzrayim I have called my son." Um, Shem 4:23 or 22-23, and Hosh 11-1, and Hazon H with a dot Azon 21:7. These are all different scriptures from the Old Testament or the old writings that talk about the new coming of Yehoshua. So for any of those people who's like, we only read the Old Testament, we don't believe that there's a creator, we don't believe there's any of that, we don't believe there's any of this, and it's like, okay, well, here, listen up, maybe you should read these points. They have them all highlighted in my book, and they have underneath of them where they are in the Old Testament so that I can go back and read them all and be like, wow, do you know how many times they prophesied that Yehoshua was going to be born and people still ignored it and act like it wasn't true? Foolish. Anyways, where am I? And rising up, he took the child and his mother by night and departed for Mitzrayim, and remained there until the death of hordes, to fill what was spoken by Yahweh through the prophet, saying, "Out of Mitzrayim I have called my son." Then hordes, having seen that he was fooled by the Magi, was greatly enraged. Of course, he's a selfish cow. Why wouldn't he be enraged? And he sent forth and slew all the male children in Bethlehem and in all its borders from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had exactly learned from the Magi. Then was filled what was spoken by Jeremiah, which is Jeremiah, Yirmeyahu, the prophet, saying, "A voice was heard in Ramah, Ramah, wailing and weeping and great mourning. Rahel, Rah with a dot, E with a half a check mark, L, weeping for her children, refusing to be comforted because they were no more." Because all the children were killed. And hordes having died, see, a messenger of Yahweh appeared in a dream to Joseph in Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim is Egypt, by the way. Mitzrayim, saying, "Arise and take the child and his mother and go into the land of Yisrael," which is Yisra, with a half a check mark, L. "For those seeking the life of the children are dead." And rising up, he took the child and his mother and came into the land of Israel. But hearing that Archelaus, Archelaos, was reigning over Yehuda instead of his father hordes, he was afraid to go there, and having been warned in a dream, he departed to the parts of Galil, Galil, and came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, Natsareth, thus to fill what was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene. Because he stayed there, they called him a Nazarene. He was still a child, so that lines up. It doesn't contradict itself. It clearly lines up. Also, the genealogies in the first one really do line up with all the other genealogies in the Bible, and you realize that, hippity hoppados, there's stuff there that just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's incorrect or wrong or whatever. Anyways,